What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I'm Sid the Nerdy Mark, and today I have your review of NXT and 205 Live. Now, really quick before we begin, I know I talked about this on my Instagram in depth, but I did want to mention this once again. I didn't watch Raw this week, except for the Dean Ambrose heel turn on Seth Rollins after they won the Raw Tag Team Championship. So that's interesting. So that's basically going to be Ambrose versus Rollins 2.0 with the roles reversed, with, of course, Ambrose taking the heel role and Rollins being the babyface role. So Rollins is, of course, the face of the company because, of course, of the main thing, and that was the announcement on the top of the show, and that is, of course, Roman Reigns, real name Joe Anoa'i, is taking time off from the WWE, relinquishing his Universal title because, of course, of his 11-year battle with leukemia. He was diagnosed with this at the age of 22. He was able to put it in remission, and now it is, unfortunately, it is back. So he is, of course, taking time off to take care of health and just to be with his family and whatnot. So it is very, very sad times right now, and it is very, very much, it sucks, you know. Cancer is the worst, is one of the worst things ever, obviously. I mean, fortunately, I don't have any family members who have gone through cancer, not that I know of at least, but you know, it's health is important, folks. Now, I know a lot of people may not have been the biggest fans of Roman Reigns, the character, but you have to realize the man behind Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i, is diagnosed with cancer, and I think the best thing for us all to do as wrestling fans, but moreover as decent human beings, is to pray for this man's speedy recovery. And I read some articles saying that it's going to take him at least 2 to 3 years for him to come back, but you know what? That's okay. I want him back at his 100%. I want him to make a full recovery and then come back stronger than ever. And he wants to come back. He's confident that he's going to beat it. So I'm also very confident. So Joe Anoa'i, if you're watching this, which I know you're probably not, but that's okay. I just want to let you know that the Nerdy Mark sends his thoughts and prayers your way and your family's way. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. I know you're going to Superman punch the crap out of cancer, and you're going to come back better and healthier and stronger than ever. Believe that. I'll see you around, Oos. Take care. With that being said, of course, let's dive right in to this week's WWE Network television shows. Not television shows, WWE Network shows, starting with NXT. NXT did begin with the Undisputed Era making their way into the ring, along with a returning Bobby Fish. So they are 4 men strong now, and they are going to be more dangerous than ever, as per Adam Cole Bebe's promo. He's, of course, about to talk about Ricochet and how he wants a rematch again for his North American title, mainly because Ricochet pinned Pete Dunne and not Adam Cole. So obviously he wants a one-on-one rematch. Instead of Ricochet, he gets the top 1% EC3, who comes out and says he doesn't deserve a title shot. This pisses off Adam Cole, and they, of course, have a really fun match. This was pretty cool. Good, your typical stuff here, Undisputed Era getting involved and whatnot, but EC3 does overcome the odds, rolls up Adam Cole in a small package after a pretty good match, a pretty decent match. Then afterwards, Undisputed Era do issue a beatdown onto EC3. Bobby Fish does put the cherry on top by taking a chair and hitting EC3 across the leg. Later on, William Regal does book a match with a returning Bobby Fish and Adam Cole to take on the War Raiders next week, so that should be interesting. We now have the debut of the Blasian Mia Yim taking on Aaliyah in a surprisingly competitive match. I thought they were just gonna feed Aaliyah to Mia Yim, but no, Aaliyah does get some really good licks in. It looks like Aaliyah is gonna take the match, but of course one devastating kick to Aaliyah's face later, and Mia Yim is the victor. So this was pretty cool because Mia Yim was very much requested by fans. So especially those who saw her in the Mae Young Classic, which I'm not surprised because I was very impressed with Yim in the Mae Young Classic, the first one. I haven't really been watching the Mae Young Classic this year. Shame on me. Boo, right? I know. But I think this was still a good match, and I am really excited to see what is in store for Mia Yim down the line. And fun fact, she is of course dating fellow NXT alumni Keith Lee. So that's pretty cool. We then had Justin Xavier jobbing out to Cassius Ohno, who really wants some competition and really wants to face off against William Regal's shiny new toy. And this was pretty much a squash. I didn't really care much about this one. Cassius Ohno kind of having more of a braggadocious attitude right now. He keeps saying that he can't see Justin Xavier. Like Justin Xavier, he's like, oh, where is he? I can't even see him, because, he's like, is this all you got? Is this the best you can do, William Regal? That's what he kept on saying. We'll see. I'm pretty much guessing the shiny new toy is Matt Riddle, who does get a promo package and will be in action next week. I am very excited, bro, to finally see Matt Riddle in NXT, bro. It's gonna be fantastic, bro. And I literally just turned into Vince Russo, bro. Forgive me. That will never happen ever again on this channel. So in the beginning of the show, he had hired a few security guards to look out for Aleister Black, who was rumored to be coming, as per Nikki Cross, who kept on saying he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Almost like a little kid waiting for his best friend or her best friend to come over. William Regal does come out to end the show. He comes out to announce the NXT Championship match for TakeOver War Games, which is happening in about another 4 weeks. So I'm excited about that. But so William Regal is about to make the announcement. Tommaso Ciampa interrupts, and then Velveteen Dream comes in. He says, basically staking his claim. Lars Sullivan makes his way. He's of course staking his claim. Velveteen Dream has a great line here and says that when you're in the presence of the Dream, you need to wear some pants. Lars Sullivan takes exception to this, tries to choke out Velveteen Dream. Nikki Cross comes into the ring, says he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Aleister Black can be seen black massing all the security guards. Comes in, black masses Lars Sullivan because everybody else clears out the ring. And he goes up to William Regal asking, where is he, where is he, where is he? And then from behind, Johnny Gargano super kicks Aleister Black. And he gets on the mic and says, I'm right here. So it looks like Aleister Black's attacker was Johnny Wrestling. It was him, Aleister. It was him all along. So this is how we end NXT. I'm interested in this. This should be good. I'm looking forward to see why Johnny why. But yeah, this was cool. Good way to end out NXT on another kind of a cliffhanger to the Aleister Black storyline. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week. But for now, let's move on to 205 Live. 205 Live began with Lince Dorado of Lucha House Party taking on Mike Kanellis. I'm going to keep saying that because look at this picture of Neville and look at this picture of Mike Kanellis. Tell me they do not look similar. Either way, I don't take away anything from Mike Kanellis. I still think he's a talented wrestler. So this was a pretty good match, pretty fun match, straightforward stuff. Lucha House Party, cheering on their compatriot, and Maria Kanellis trying to provide distractions to help her husband Mike get the win. There was even a part where Lince Dorado more or less hit a gun stun onto Mike Kanellis, and Mike Kanellis actually did win this match though with what was basically a crossroads. I don't know if this is hinting at the Elite and the Bullet Club coming into WWE, but I mean I don't know what's going on, but it was still cool to see it. They didn't really specify what the move was called, the announcers, so I'm just gonna go ahead until they specify. I'm gonna go ahead and just call it the crossroads. So Mike Kanellis won by hitting a crossroads onto Lince Dorado. So earlier on, we did have a few promos that I do want to touch up on. This is 205 Live's 100th episode, so that's good stuff. Drake Maverick, of course, is very happy about it. He's like, I'm looking forward to the future of 205 Live, which congratulations, here's to a 100 more. Then we actually kind of do a cross dissolve into the Brian Kendrick, who basically is going to face it off against Jack Gallagher, and he is going to, quote, show
no mercy.
Tony Nese and the Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy had an interview where they said that basically they want to keep the Cruiserweight title on lock and keep the title between the two of them. I don't know if this is accurate, but I kind of am smelling a face turn for Tony Nese, just because if he does get the #1 contender spot, I'm pretty sure Buddy Murphy is going to beat him up. So we'll see what happens with Tony Nese, but more on him a little later on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. Mustafa Ali taking on Hideo Itami. Falls count anywhere. And my goodness, what a brutal match it was. I absolutely enjoyed the whole thing. Mustafa Ali showing his resolve. Hideo Itami continuing to tell Mustafa Ali to respect me! I cannot believe I just did that. This was a fantastic match. This was really good stuff. I mean, 205 Live is just killing it with their main events, so I'm really enjoying everything going on here. Fantastic match. There was a really crappy "We want tables" chant. Of course, Mustafa Ali does oblige with the fans, brings out a table. It takes, of course, there was a lot of spots in this match which I don't really want to get into because I think you should just go check this out. As I say with a lot of matches that I think are amazing. Mustafa Ali does, of course, end up winning the match when he gets Hideo Itami onto the table and hits in the 540 splash onto the table in a pinning position to win the match. Right after this match, Drake Maverick does book Mustafa Ali versus Tony Nese, and the winner will get a shot at Buddy Murphy's Cruiserweight title, which I don't get because doesn't Cedric Alexander have a rematch clause? I mean, admittedly, either of those two would be a much more exciting match, but still, I mean, if we're going to agree with the rules of kayfabe, every champion, if they lose their title, has a rematch clause, and I thought Alexander would have invoked it by now, but I guess he hasn't, so we'll see. But this should be a good match. I'm really looking forward to next week's main event. So overall, I will have to give the nod to 205 Live this week. I think it was a very solid show. Main event was amazing. Mike Kanellis and Lindsay Dorado was also a really good match. I think 205 Live had some good, has a good build. I love the fact that they let their matches, give the matches the time it needs to be really good. NXT had some good stuff in it too. Adam Cole versus EC3. That was probably my favorite match from NXT. And my favorite match from 205 Live, of course, was the Falls Count Anywhere match between Itami and Ali. But of course, the mystery of Aleister Black was still really good. Johnny Gargano turned heel. We'll kind of, I guess, hear from Johnny next week. We'll see. This may be a hints at a DIY return. This time it's heels. Who knows? And yeah, this is going to be interesting. So like I said, I'm going to give the nod to 205 Live this week. But I will still say matches of the night for me on NXT was definitely EC3 versus Adam Cole, Bebe. And then on 205 Live, Mustafa Ali versus Hideo Itami, Falls Count Anywhere match. So that pretty much concludes my thoughts on NXT and 205 Live this week. Let me know what you guys thought about both shows in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. This is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.